9,
10.
Yizzo!
Hi, welcome to another episode of Around the Way Curls.
Hi. Hi, Queen.
How are you?
Come on, get the energy up. What's up? How you doing?
How are you feeling?
I am feeling the things. I am a feeling human being.
I know that's right.
What's
Why
up?
don't you kick it off, girl? Fuck it up. You kick it off. Fuck it up. Fucking it up.
All right. I'm going to start off on a good note because I know you don't care about this, but the Eagles is like the only undefeated team in the NFL, and we hype, and Jalen Hurts is doing his thing, and we all believed in him. So shout out to Jalen and them. Also, the defense is really good. In addition, the Sixers looks pretty good. I'm proud. James Harden got himself in a little bit of shape now. Team looks like they're gelling. They beat the Nets, thank God. Even though all the highlights were about Ben Simmons' corny-ass dunk, and the Nets lost by like 19, but all the outlets are putting Ben Simmons up there. So I just make it make sense to
propaganda.
Me. Yeah, Philly doesn't get the respect it deserves. So I understand actually why they won the Super Bowl and came back and still felt that they were underdogs. I get it. They don't get respect. So it's a great time for Philly in sports. I don't know what the hell the Phillies are doing.
They're going to the football? They're going to the NFL? Super Bowl?
They're going to the Super Bowl? No, sweetie. They play 4 games. So there's a lot more games to be played. Anything can happen.
Nothing. Super Bowl, February?
Yes.
All right.
We got a long time from now.
All right.
But also, I'm hype boots because my birthday is on the 14th. And then I have the party on the Saturday, the 15th. And then Sunday, boom, Eagles versus the Cowboys.
Girl.
The rivalry. Can't wait to sit down, snuggle up on the couch, and watch that. And I'm going to it might not be on the stations that I need, so I probably got to go to a bar or something, but I'll figure it out because I want to watch the game. So I'm very excited for that.
I love that for you, that weekend for you.
Thank you. In addition, I just wanted to check on you real quick. Have you checked in on Mace? I know you caped for him.
He is distraught. I feel like he got himself a little bit. He stepped outside himself, in which he is repenting. He is fasting right now.
Oh my God.
And trying to really recover from that because the devil is real, is made manifest. And he's upset, but he's all right. He was upset about his teeth as well. He felt like he made a mistake by putting the grills in. His message really was missed. He's having some issue. Mace is a pretty boy. So like he goes back to his old ways of wanting to be a pretty boy.
Shanti, this was meant. I meant to say that for you to just laugh, and you went and did all this.
No, this is real.
She's, for those of you that don't know, she's talking about the rapper Mace, and I'm checking to see if he's okay based off of Puffy's recent interviews about how he
is the devil. That's what I got from him. I said, Puffy, wow, you really are not well. You really are not well.
Yet. Yeah, Dan, I call him the devil. Sheesh.
Devilish.
Well, I guess we'll pick that up in pop culture. In other news for updates for me, I feel that I may have had my first anxiety attack. It felt like I was having a heart attack in my home.
Panic attack.
And and I grabbed my chest, my back locked up, and I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Girl.
And I was like, wait a minute, Antoinette Henry. So work has been very stressful, but that wasn't it. It was podcasts, it was work. I have an additional podcast that I'm coming out that I can't really talk about yet. And then the real caveat to this was that someone who I admire very much, I guess I could say his name, Christian McBride, who is probably the most versatile musician that I've ever known. He is a big band leader in the jazz community. He runs jazz festivals. He's played for James Brown. He plays funk. He plays classical music. He can swing. He does it all. He hit me up, and he's always taken an interest in me and really championed for me. And I met him while I was serving at a jazz club in New York. And he hit me up, and he was just like, "Oh, Philly, I need you." And I was like, "Oh, hi." I haven't seen him in like 2 years. He goes, yeah, I'm recording my new big band record. I need you. And I say, okay, let me know when. He goes, no, next week. So I can be honest and say that I have not been taking care of my voice in the way that I should be. That the last couple of times that I've sang in public for anybody, it was fine. The stakes were not as high. I'll say that. I don't want to be disrespectful, but the stakes weren't as high, and so I wasn't really that concerned about how it came off. I was like, this will be fine. This, though, I was going to be entering a space with master musicians, a lot of which I used to serve at said jazz club. So there's that dynamic there. There's that power dynamic. And so I was all in my head. He did not have a reference track for me, really. What he sent me had someone else singing in a different key, and it wasn't his current arrangement. So there was no rehearsal. Again, it's just to show up, hear them play it down once, and sing it. And it's not like a situation where you sing the first half of the first verse, you see how you like it, and you sing the second. It's like, no, you sing it like a live performance straight through and get it done. And so I walked in, and I had to take an edible, to calm myself down a bit, because I was like, girl, you're not going to make it. And that was a little bit of a mistake, because the edible makes your mouth real dry.
Oh, no.
But I needed to calm down. So I was like, all right, I just going to have to be drinking water and wet my mouth. I don't know what to do or say. And so I walked in, and immediately I was greeted with nothing but love and respect. And it was in my head, that dynamic between, and I'm sure some of them probably felt that way before, but I also had not forgotten, but I take for granted that when I left the jazz club, I ended up working for the jazz organization and hiring these guys. So these guys are now looking at me like, yo, you put food on my table. I fuck with you. How are you? We miss you there. Like, it was nothing but love. And I actually went through our DMs and saw that one of them actually had asked us to post something to promote for him. And I never saw it, and I felt bad. So I guess they're following what we're doing here as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I get in the booth. I hear it, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And the first time I did it, like I was just kind of marking it, and then it was time to like really do it. And for the first time, I allowed myself to make mistakes, but big. Like I was determined for the first verse to be dedicated to the lyric. And I was like, I'm going to be a character. I'm going to tell a story. And then when I come back in on the second, like after the like trumpet solos and all this other shit, I'm going to be what he typically wants me to do is like, he's like, put some Philly on it, get soulful, get big, be ridiculous. And so in doing that, you have to just get freed up in a way. And I was like, I don't care if I make a mistake, like just make a big mistake. It'll be okay. But you have to, I was determined also not to sing it the same way every take. I didn't want to be rehearsed, like I wanted to be prepared, but not rehearsed, because it's jazz. They're playing something different. They're improvising things. They're doing that. You need to respond to the band. Like you need to be together and in sync. So we did that, and everybody was like, oh no, cool. And by the time the band left, I had not gotten the ending. He had a very specific ending that he had written for the band, and I wasn't figuring out the hits yet. Like it wasn't working. So we stayed back, and I was like, just let me hear it a couple more times. And he was resolved on like, you can come back, next month or whatever. Like we could figure it out. And I was like, no, I'm here now. If I come back next month, my voice is going to sound different. The tone, the pitch, everything. It's going to sound like I punched it in. Let's do it. And so we stayed, and then he wants this ending is so big, it's dumb. And he wants this ridiculous ending, and I did it, and I felt like I did it well, and I felt really proud of myself. He was really happy. People from his label were there, and they were really happy. And I realized that the anxiety that I felt, that attack I felt, was my conscience saying, bitch, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh.
Not this project management shit. You don't have that anxiety when you're podcasting.
Wow.
You don't have that anxiety when you are really doing the things that you want to be doing.
Girl.
So the anxiety of me not sleeping through the week was me fighting this narrative that I don't want to do it. Or me lying to myself. It was like me revealing to myself, like, you're a liar. You do want to do it.
This is making you alive in a way. You're alive.
But you don't want to, you still don't want to do it the way that everybody else tells you got to go around and do it. But you have to be more honest about what you do. Just let it be a part of you. Like, and so in practice afterwards, I had posted myself online in a booth. And so obviously when I heard it, I took a voice memo of like the playback, and it's raw, it's whatever. I hear stuff I want to fix, but there's time. And so when people were writing me, friends that I know, not strangers, I sent it to them. And that would have been the first time they ever heard me sing. Ever. And it felt like how can I describe it? It just felt like there was this piece of myself I have been hiding and denying. And it's not that has to be a career. It's just, it has to be a part of me. And I even sent it to Jazz because she was, she responded and was super hyped. And I had an honest, like, little exchange with her where I was just like, I sent it with the caveat of, I'm not the best singer and I don't have the best ear and all this shit because it's fucking Jasmine, and there, I guess that there was stuff there that I didn't realize, or maybe I've tried to ignore for me that was like, I don't want to sing in front of them. And so I sent it to her and she was just like, yo, it's great. And I really miss hearing you sing. And then she's like, how did you feel recording? And, I told her, like, I felt like an imposter. Like, I gave her the whole thing. And she just affirmed me and was like, you belong in every fucking room that you've ever stepped into. As long as I've known you, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's performance, you show up and you show up prepared and like, fuck all that other shit. Step into your light. This is what we want to see you do and do you. It's been way too long since I've heard you sing. Stop the bullshit and just let it be a part of who you are. Like everybody celebrates you. So it felt like a coming home. I've been on this coming home tip, right? Welcome home.
Good job, Antoinette. Congratulations. Good
but baby, I had to have a heart attack to do it.
Well, that's how it
I
be.
nearly died. I was in here like grabbing my shoulder. I might have had one.
When they say do the things that scare you, like, not this kind of terror.
I said,
a little butterfly, I understand, but not this debilitating terror.
Debilitating. I could die. Like what? Over a little song, and I have to say, even if this never comes out,
song. That's not a little song. Those are not little people. Song. That's not. No,
let me tell. So let me just I'm gonna shut up. The last thing I'm gonna say is afterwards. This man says to me, "You know who? I can't even say it because I don't even think it's supposed to be public." But he reveals to me that this record that he's working on, there's a lot of features, and the features, I can't wait. If this, like the fact, I just have to thank him. I have to thank Christian McBride because there's no way that his label looked at the names that he wanted on this album and said, oh yeah, this little girl, everybody on there is wildly famous. They are masters of their craft. And I'm so glad he didn't tell me all of the people before I recorded, because I would have died. I wouldn't be here and you would miss me. So we'll see. I don't know. They might, you know how labels are. They might be like, listen, this does not make sense. They seem nice to me, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to, you know.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's the process.
It's the process, and it's the big reveal. So that's where I'm at.
I have nothing compared to that kind of revelation.
I died and came alive, child. Rebirth, Phoenix.
All I got is, why haven't y'all given me the name of Erykah Badu's lip from last week? Deeply disappointed and upset about that. And
priorities, baby.
What's up? Why
y'all killing Shanti? Why y'all doing this to us? What lip you got on right now? It's nice.
I don't know. Oh, yes, I do. Anastasia. It's terrible quality. That's both of them broke immediately.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's Anastasia. That's not even cheap. That's expensive.
Expensive.
And if you got it from Sephora, if it broke, you could take it right back. It doesn't matter how long.
I know. I should take it back. Have all used. Like, this hat broke the second day.
And you take it right on back, and they will give you a new one.
I should do that. But anyway, yeah, this is Plum Angel or some shit like that.
It's not quite. It's not giving what you wanted to give.
I haven't found my brown. My browns that are always too dark, so they look like black, or they're too light, and I look like I'm not well. I want that brown, y'all. I'm in a stage right now where the holidays are coming. If I'm in the retail world, so October is like October 15th. If you don't have your shit mapped out for the rest of the next 3 months, you done lost. And I'm feeling far more prepared than I've ever felt in all my years of business. So I'm feeling very proud of myself, excited for the things that I'm learning and how to deepen it, nervous that the economy is crumbling, so it's not going to execute the way that I want to. But I'm feeling a sense of pride and preparedness that feels like, all right, I'm actually driving this shit. Like I'm moving, like it's manual. Like, all right, I know how the machine works. I'm hearing that sound. I'm gonna put it in second. Mm-hmm. She's ready to go in third. You know, it's less of like this halting putt fucking breaking down and me going to be like, how do I make this thing go forward again? But it's feeling really good on the business end. And yeah, holidays are coming, and I'm gonna probably have to work my ass off, but here we are. Yep,
capitalism, baby.
It's like go time, nigga. What?
You better plug the shit out of that on See the Thing Is too, and have a discount code for them ready.
I will.
Here's your strategy.
I will. Hello, my name is Shanti.
Hello. Over you.
My name is Shanti. Thank you for having me on your program.
I swear, now I'm gonna give you an edible that day. I'm like, if you don't relax and shut up, just talk to two people who like you. Anyway, y'all, we know that we see the numbers going up. There's got to be a lot of new folks listening and tuning in. So shout out to you. You know who you are. Please, if you're new, feel free to rate, subscribe, and share. If you're old, why haven't you done it yet? We don't ask for much. But yeah, that rating, subscribing, sharing, it helps in more ways than you could ever imagine. And especially rating on Apple Podcasts, where most folks get their podcasts. That is usually the platform that folks are looking at and drawing their collaboration and sponsorship conclusions from. So please give us a little rating there. In other news, this is not, I didn't know where to put this on the outline because it's not something we usually do, but I have like a revelation, another revelation. It's honesty box time, baby. I'm just letting it all out. I am not sure. Let me not say this. I'm phrasing this wrong. I have a clip. I want to play the clip, and then I think that I'll be able to respond from there. So give me 1 second while this clip doesn't open for me. Okay.
I consider myself someone that stands 10 toes down on the fact that I regret motherhood. It's like I don't regret my daughter. I regret the role.
I think people are rubbed the wrong way about it because most moms feel that way.
and you're not allowed to say it. There is an anxiety that I have developed having a child that never lived in me before at all. The fear of even when she's not with me and I don't have to be selfless, I'm still thinking about, is somebody going to hurt her? Is an earthquake going to happen? A mother is like who I am, like at my core. Because of that, it consumes a lot of my thoughts, and I hate that.
I need space from my child in order to be a good parent. I can play as much as a 34-year-old woman should play. Yeah. But like feeling guilty about that too. Like I chose to be a mother. You're supposed to love every part.
One day she's not going to want to play.
She's not going to want to play. You're going to wish you would. No, I won't.
I consider myself.
So those ladies speaking are from Good Moms, Bad Choices. And I saw that clip, and boy, it kind of affirmed my fear at this point. So now that I'm turning 35 and I am not partnered, you know, I go to the gynecologist and she's like, "Oh, do you want to freeze your eggs?" And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And it's becoming abundantly clear that there are some decisions that I have to make. And I really sat down with my priorities and I thought to myself, I don't know that at this point in my life that I would want to take on motherhood. I'm not counting it out. But the reason I say that is because I feel like I'm just reaching a point where financially I'm able to do more things that I've wanted to do and like kind of splurge on myself. And even now I still can't really splurge, but just experience the city a little more. But mostly because of my biological clock and the fact that I'm not partnered and I haven't been partnered. So I feel like there's this adult kind of relationship that I want to experience, that I want to be fully selfish in with my partner. Like I want to pour in to said partner and I want them to pour into me and I want to book flights and I want to be out and I want to like enjoy us and just kind of frolic and live and explore without having to put things on the back burner because we have children. And I want to do that for a length of time. And I feel like in order for me to meet someone, trust them enough to have their kids, have the kid, right? If I meet you and then we get together, I want time before we do that. And unfortunately, time isn't on my side. And so the first time in my life, I got really comfortable with that. And I'm not judging myself for it, because before I would be like, oh, wow, you were never this selfish. Like, what's going on? And I know that I would make an incredible mother. It's not that. But it's one, I don't want to do this shit by myself. And two, like, I'm trying to fuck a lot. Like, I want to live with whoever this person is, you know, like, and so I just had that revelation and I was booking a gynecology appointment. And so that was like, I guess on my fucking chart. And I said, no, right now, no, I don't. And I probably should, just in case I want to utilize them later. But it was such a visceral response that I had to sit with it. But yeah, as a mom,
feels like a pragmatic way of thinking.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like that? Like I don't know if regret motherhood, but maybe resent it, but love your baby?
Of course.
Yeah.
But I think the grass is always greener on the other side. I think that is I think that women who don't want to have kids should not have kids. And if they're clear on it, that's really wonderful. And I also see women that have kids by any means necessary as well, that are like, I'm going to get, if it's whether it's surrogate or I'm going to spend a lot of money to get this in vitro, regardless if I'm partnered or not, if my life looks that way or not. And like, I get that too. I don't think I would have had that kind of energy had I not got pregnant. I don't think I'm going to be a mom. Like
I see.
I don't think I would have. I think I've always, I don't know. What is that book called? I always reference it. But Rebecca Walker has a book called Baby Blues, and she just invites people to really face the ambiguity around motherhood. And I think that's what you're doing. You're like, not just being like, I don't know, if it happens, it happens. You're like feeling like you're more proactive and intentional and at peace and putting reasoning behind the emotions or the gut instinct that you have or the life that you want to create for themselves. And I think that is really important, because you don't want to be, 10 years from now being like, damn, why didn't I really think this through? Like,
yeah,
I think that's the most important thing. Yeah, having a baby when you didn't plan to have a baby is not what will bring up those emotions, I think. And even if you do plan to have a baby, it'll bring up your It's not easy. It's not easy in the way the society structures motherhood, and who you have to be and what kind of help you have around raising a child is wildly unreasonable. So I don't know if those feelings that come up around motherhood are symptomatic of the action. Raising a child is like this terrible thing versus the society that we have in which we raise children and the options that we give women. I think it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's screwed up. And it makes it a hard, lonely, unreasonable experience in a lot of ways.
Wow.
So I can get why they do it. And it's not a failing of the woman for feeling that way. I don't think.
Well, maybe that's something that we'll explore a little deeper. It'd be interesting to talk to other folks who are moms about their feelings on that. But moving right along for hot shit, I want to shout out and celebrate Armani White. Did you watch that performance that I sent you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm so just gleefully proud of him. If y'all don't know, Armani was on the podcast, like a year and a half ago, maybe? A year, what? What did I say? A year and a half. Yeah. He was on the pod a while ago. And he's so funny. And I have a personal relationship with him where he calls me auntie. Like, he and I care about this kid. I want to see him win. He has such a good heart and spirit. He's a kind person and really talented. And I told him on that episode, you're more than a rapper. You're an artist. Like, you're a musician. And the proof was in put in. Armani performed at the BET Hip Hop Awards. And he had to open the show, which is crazy. You had to open the show at an award show that is notorious for people just sitting there trying to look bored on purpose. And he comes out fully committed to his performance. And he's not up there just, rocking a crowd. Choreography. He's taking on characters within it. I mean, dancing, jumping up and down. Into it. I love the arrangement of the song. Like, he was smart. He was like, yo, this song, the hook repeats a lot. How do I make it more interesting every time I say it? I mean, the way that he had that track arranged, he got with musicians to do that. It wasn't your typical just play the track, I'm out here doing my thing. And then he brought Nori out, when was the last time he performed? It was just beautiful. It was so fucking good. So if you have an opportunity, please go check out.
It's amazing. He blew up. And if you go on his Instagram and it's always beautiful to have the Cinderella thing, not rags to riches, but like, I work really, really hard. And
it is rags to riches. He talks about how he just 4 months ago, sleeping in a car, fighting off eviction, had $50, $40 for the studio and $10 for food, working it out, deciding every day that he was going to invest back into his career because he was like, this is it. This has to work. And it's working. And so I'm so proud of him. Make sure that y'all check out his song, Billie Eilish. He has other music dropping soon. He just got signed to Def Jam. They're obviously putting budget behind him because it was giving budget.
It was, yes.
I said, all right, Def Jam. But I swear, I want him to win. I want him to be up next, and I'm so proud of him. So shout out to him. I'm going to skip the next thing. We can save that for another episode. Game of Thrones. I figured out, it's not Game of Thrones. What's it called? House of Dragons. I figured out what the problem is. Did you listen to my voice notes? Mm-hmm. The problem with House of Dragons, right? It's not written as well in terms of the dialogue. It's not as clever. But the main issue for me, and the main difference between Game of Thrones and House of Dragons, is that this is all prescriptive. It's all like just history. They're just telling us what happened. They're just giving us the background. There is no existential threat. There's no White Walker threat looming that you're unclear of what they want, who they are, what it is. So you have these houses kind of fighting, amongst themselves. You've got these journeys of these characters developing that you're discovering this new world. And then on top of that, you have this kind of like horror thriller energy, just like bubbling beneath all of that. Game of Thrones. Yes. Yeah. And so it drew you in a way that was like, it was mystical, it was scary, it was thrilling. Mm-hmm. And this one is one note, it's one note. And it's like, it's fine for what it is, but it's really hard for you to hear that Game of Thrones theme music and then watch this. It's a fine television show.
Is it?
It is. It's fine, but it doesn't have the zhuzh under it. And I was watching, I was like, what is missing from this?
I'm wondering why they're moving so fast. Like maybe they are setting us up for some shit.
Maybe. They got a lot of story to tell.
Why the character? You're right. I hear you, but I don't like any of them. Only person that I'm fighting for is really the queen. I can't stand Rhaenyra. Can't stand her.
What you call her? Rhaenyra?
What's her name? Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra, I think. Rhaenyra. Did you watch the last episode?
Yeah.
I said, child, you need to sit down now. But
if I was that queen, I would be pissed too. The queen,
Alicent,
she's beautiful too.
Gorgeous.
I think she's so beautiful. Her hair, I said, girl, you around all these little thumbs.
Okay.
Walking, talking thumbs.
Oh my God. Anyway, listen, I'm sticking it out. I hope that people are going to stick it out. I'm hoping that we get a little more from the Jon Snow spinoff that they're working on. Maybe they'll even bring the White Walkers back. I don't know. Maybe there's some other existential threat. But I'm realizing that in Game of Thrones, there's got to be something else, spooky lurking.
The existential threat is still there. Remember, he tells her, like,
of course,
but
it's not present.
Yeah.
It's not present yet. Game of Thrones opened with those people running in the woods, if you're in the snow, and being killed, the wildlings, and then having the heads placed in that weird kind of, remember, like I
don't remember that. You are a pro.
That was how it opened. They dismembered the body parts, and it was in that weird, like, what is that? Symbolic, like circular thing on the ground. That was how it opened. Wow. And then you go into this kind of medieval reminiscent world, and you're like, wait, what? Trying to piece it all together. Really compelling stuff there. This one, not so much. Anyway, I'm sticking it out. I'm gonna see about them. Politics as usual. Wow. Y'all, I have to be honest. I am 7 or 8 episodes behind on The View. I have not been able to keep up with my girls. I've been having a heart attack. You know it was real. If I've been I have not seen Whoopi or Joy in a very long time now. But I got my little notification on my phone today, and I said, what is Joseph Robinette Biden up to? And child, I know that he's been walking. He's been holding the wrong woman's hand. I saw that and I ignored it.
He is giving White Walker energy.
He's been walking around a little confused. He's been
that is a compelling story like that. There is an existential crisis that we have no access to, but it's there. When it reveals itself, baby,
we all worried about Joe now. I'm like, oh man. I saw the other interview, child. He was in the middle of being interviewed. He answered one question, said, all right, and then just walked off. And the lady was like, Mr. President. She tried to reach out for him, but she pulled her hand back and she knew, like, wait, I can't grab the president. But he just walked off and then kind of spun around looking lost and couldn't figure it out. And then
it's not funny. Just ended it. It is the end. That is scary. He named one of the dead senators. And then made it even more awkward and was like, are you here? Oh, no, she's not here. I was like, oh, wait, my God. Really? America, we're in trouble.
I didn't see that.
He's like, I want to thank all the senators. And then he thanked the woman that passed recently. And he's like, is she here? Oh, no, she's not here. That's not funny.
That's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's just such a blooper.
Of the greatest country in the world.
Listen, most powerful. We'll say that. I don't know if it's
just
the greatest.
showing, catching us with our pants down.
Well, that should be, it should really be inspiration to everyone that you too can be mediocre and just blow the fuck up. Like, that's incredible. Wow, the trajectory of this man,
No, we worried about Joe. Joe needs help.
Anyway, Joe helping us. You want to know why? Because Joseph Robinette Biden pardoned all prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession, a move that senior administration officials said would affect thousands of Americans charged with that crime. The announcement comes a month ahead of the critical November elections that will determine I was doing well. That will determine control of Congress. I was doing well. And them eyes got tricky on me now.
The way your head.
Because I had to shake my head back to make the words go back in the order they're supposed to be in, child.
We are laughing at disabilities right now, and I apologize.
I'm laughing at my own. I don't care. I swear, one day I'm going to get, like, for real diagnosed with this because nobody believes me. I'm like, the way that just scrambled on me. 1 second. 1 second, the words are crawling. All right, wait. What did I say?
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, I don't need to read all this. But y'all should read up on it. As part of the announcement, Biden also encourages governors to take simple steps to pardon state simple marijuana possession charges. A move that would potentially affect.
That shit. Get the fuck out of here.
I know it's tricky, but this is a federal law, or federal pardons rather. So that I feel like that surpasses the state. But he goes on to say no one should be in jail just for using or possessing marijuana. Biden said in a video announcing his executive actions. It's legal in many states, and criminal records for marijuana possession has led to needless barriers to employment, housing, and educational opportunities.
I don't know.
And that's before you address the racial disparities around who suffers the consequences. While white and black and brown people use marijuana at similar rates, black and brown people are arrested, prosecuted, and convicted at disproportional rates. Too many lives have been upended because of our failed approach to marijuana. It's time we right these wrongs. I know that's right, Joe. Listen, Joe be Joeing, but
Joe be Joe sometimes. If you from Philly,
Joe be Joe and shit sometimes.
Understand what that mean? Joe is shit, but.
But Joe is getting some things. Joe said, I need y'all to go ahead and come on out and vote Democratic in these
I'll be high 90
midterm elections.
Of the time now.
All I need is for him to just pull out a fucking blunt or something during the State of the Union and be like, listen, guys. That's some shit he'd do at this point. But that's all I have for politics as usual. I promise I will get back on my shit. I just have not had the opportunity to really read. I'm watching this Herschel Walker fiasco. And that's a mess. I don't know. Do you know about
that's the Negro that got a whole bunch of... And then his son is a Negro that outed him and is also...
Girl, you ain't said nothing. Finish your statement. He said, that's the Negro that was... and then his son, you ain't said nothing yet.
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. A mess.
No, he came out and he's fully against abortion. He's running. He's Trump's backed.
What state said he had a woman out of wedlock get an abortion, and then she done had kids by this man.
Oh,
she has kids by him, and tricky. His son was the one who's also against abortion, but outed him just out of spite.
His gay son?
His gay son,
sir.
Gays don't be wanting abortions either.
That is so tricky. Wow. Come on. Intersections got to intersect and link up now. With our powers combined. What the fuck? Like, are you kidding? You going to sit here and be gay and then say you against abortion? The audacity.
Listen.
A black
gay lives need to live, okay?
I can't. That just irritated me. Sir.
Biracial. And you could tell he's biracial.
Is he biracial? Look at him.
He's giving biracial.
Tricky. Biracials can't trust
biracial men. We got to have a whole episode dedicated to biracial men. I want to talk to y'all. I want y'all to share y'all experiences.
I'm gonna be so quiet that episode because you are so problematic when it comes to them. It's a mess.
Is it?
A little bit. It's terrible. But I'll be like, we gotta edit this out. We gotta edit this out. We gotta edit this out. But you know, we can't edit. Apparently, we can't edit Kanye West. This Negro, I don't even want to talk about this.
Me either.
But I do want to, we all know what he did. He has his White Lives Matter shirt. I don't want to talk about it in the same way that everybody else is talking about it.
Oh.
And focused on Kanye. Because it's at this point, Kanye has showed us who he is and who he's not. And shame on us for not believing him every time he continues to show us. It's just silly. We can have all the empathy and compassion for him in the world, but you still, it's like, it's that story about when the man or the woman, they have this pet snake.
Oh shit.
You know this story? They have this pet snake and they live their lives with this snake and they like, yo, the snake loves me. And they're like, everybody else is like, yo, that you gotta be careful. Like that snake is a killer snake. It's like, listen, I've taken care of this snake. I've nurtured this snake. This snake is a part of my household. Like me and this snake good. And then one day,
what do you do?
That snake bit the shit out of the owner. And the owner couldn't believe it. And it was like, yo, I'm gonna die in a couple of hours because you bit me and you're poisonous. Why would you do that? I've done so much for you. I've given so much for you. I've rode for you. I've fed you. I've taken care of you, supported you, loved you. And you want to know what that snake said?
What did he say? Because
I'm a snake. Sometimes you got to know people's nature now. It's on us to stop being surprised. So I don't even want to talk about him. What I want to talk about is why the message is a little bit aggravating and dangerous. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I actually have family members who I saw posted this shit online and said, Kanye gets it. And I said, oh, Lord, I can't go to that Christmas party this year. Tricky. They're not my... Some of them are family members by marriage, which is a whole other thing. And if my sister's listening, you'll get it. But I saw it and it's not there anymore. So apparently they took it down. I don't know. But I saw it and was immediately irritated. Now I want to read what Van Lathan said. Because Van Lathan, when he gets to talking and the writing,
that might be your boo.
All right, well, when he gets to talking and the writing, he makes sense, okay? And he says things in a way that I feel are so eloquent that you can't do anything but stop and respect it. So he's responding to somebody on his social media page where he posted what Kanye did. And they were like, well, don't white lives matter too? And he said, We don't need a reminder of the worth of white lives. America is a shrine to the worth of white people. This message is reactionary to a message affirming the worth of Black lives, which has never been worth anything in America. In its intent, it's a white supremacist notion because it posts that we can't have a conversation about the worth of Black people without having a conversation about the worth of white people, which is fucking insane. The notion that it always has to be about white people in America is incredibly frustrating, emotionally draining, and the whole problem. But here's Kanye apparently centering that notion. And I just love that. I think it puts a nice little bow on it. And the only thing that I will add to that is that I feel like Kanye is a direct result of white supremacy and its effects on our psyche growing up in this world. I think as much as he thinks he's going against the grain, you know, being a college dropout, following his dreams, betting on himself, it's only still resulted in him seeking white approval and validation in almost every area of his life.
Seeking white approval and validation?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I think from his family life to his professional life, even to his spiritual life. I think, listen.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure white Jesus is somewhere in Kanye's house, but the professional life, I feel, you know, Kanye has wanted to align with certain brands because they have the stamped approval from the fashion industry. Now, he's wanted to infiltrate it, but in his infiltration, he's always needed the approval. You know, Sway was saying, why don't you take a step back and put it out yourself? And he was like, you ain't got the answers, because he felt like he needed that machine. And not only the machine, but the approval. Kanye, there is a desperation in him that I energetically feel, that I can see the little boy in him where he's looking up and he's like, please let me in. Please validate that I'm a genius. Please tell me I'm good enough. I don't necessarily see that in the musical space, but in this fashion world, I see it. In his personal life, I mean, I'm gonna be quiet, but
when you get on, he leave your ass for a white
tricky. And spiritually, I don't want to talk about nobody's religion, but you know, that wasn't what folks were practicing back in the day. But I'll shut up. It's just tricky. It's tricky all around. I again feel sorry for him, but not enough to pay him that much attention. I am glad, though, that I've become aware of this. I forget her name, the Black woman in Vogue. I'm more curious about her. I appreciated her stance on it. And yeah, I think this just has to be a lesson. And like, for me, it made me sit back and think about what are the ways that I'm desperately seeking validation from the powers that be, and how can I excel in this world without succumbing to that, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You not touching this, huh?
I have no interest in
I love it.
Any of this. It's so dumb and boring. And I guess people would be really frustrated with that, though, and say that it's dangerous and like that it isn't something to just be dismissed. And I hear that too, but it just feels so like a hamster wheel, like two cats in a street fight. Like it just feels so. It feels symptomatic of so much, but the things that we're bringing up don't feel like it's really scratching at the surface of
Agreed.
The thing. Oh God, and then Candace don't give a fuck.
That's who I don't.
Oh my God. And he's going to go on Carl Tucker's, what's his name?
Tucker Carlson.
Joe. Tucker Carlson. He's going to go on his show.
Of course he is.
I'll say this. This is what Toni Morrison said, which I feel like is closer to the thing. She says the very serious function of racism is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work. It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being. Mm-hmm. Somebody says you have no language and you spend 20 years proving that you do. Somebody says your head isn't shaped properly, so you have scientists working on the fact that it is. Somebody says you have no art, so you dredge that up. Somebody says you have no kingdoms, so you dredge that up. None of this is necessary. There will always be one more thing. It feels endless. It feels like, all right. And everybody, even Van Lathan, is like him being desperate, be like, don't you see us? Don't you see what's going on? And then Candace says some bull, like, it feels.
Can you send me that?
Yes.
I love that. That's it. Something to sit with, child. I saw this topic. I can't stand you. You want to take it?
Listen, everybody's getting divorced. My girl Tia Mowry and Corey Hardick, shocked. I said, Tia, them girls, first of all.
Can I tell you what Jade said to me? They said, you saw that Tia was getting. I said, which one is Tia? She said, the black one. I said, I gotta go.
So we're not gonna do that to our biracial sisters.
I said, Jay, I got to go.
But Kristen is always like, when these girls stop getting dressed and doing these goddamn transitions in their biracial ass fucking
TikTok lives.
Anyway, the girl's getting divorced. My boy Miguel and Nazanin Mandy. What's her name? Nazanin.
I was about to say, wait, the way you just let that go, I said, do you know how to say her name?
That beautiful being that he's married to. They be going through their cycles.
I know.
Giselle and Tom
Brady, I'm shocked. Giselle said, I've had it. Now, you need to stop playing fucking football because you having a losing season anyway. But the joke's on her because she worth $150 million more. So he probably fit to get some alimony.
He's worth more than her?
No,
she's worth more than him?
Yeah, she's the highest paid supermodel in the world. She worth way more than Tom Brady. Football players don't get paid that much. I mean, he has endorsements, but football players' checks, they're not baseball checks or basketball.
I really think that we need to have a conversation around this. This should be a topic. I'm going to just scratch the surface. But I really think when people get divorced, we should say congratulations. Congratulations. You did it. You're brave. You're doing what you need to do. You've tried. Congratulations. I hope you find joy on the other side. Like, I know this is sad. It's not a failure. I think we need to have a conversation around freedom and failure and divorce. And we think it's a failure.
I love the idea. It's not a failure.
No.
It's not a failure.
It's not a failure. Congratulations. Miguel and Nazanin, y'all been trying to do this for y'all tried. And
they've known each other since high school.
They probably love the hell out of each other. And now they've reached this they've passed the threshold where they're like, I know and I love myself more in this moment. And through you, I've come to this place of like, I got to get free. Like, congratulations.
Do you feel like though? You still playing. Do you feel, Shanti? Do you feel like though that folk, I mean, I can understand why someone feels like it's a failure, right? You've made these vows before God, before your friends, before your family. Listen, I mean, when regular ass relationships end, people feel like it's a failure. So marriage is a whole other level of commitment that you and I don't know anything about. But what I'll say is, I think maybe what's rooted is in the feeling of failure. Is that's a component, I would imagine. If you have children, that's you're failing. I think someone can look at it as, I'm failing to give my kids what I've envisioned for them. I don't know how many people
envision it. Was
right. It well, we're gonna talk about that next week or later on in the week. But
we should. Maybe we should get into it. We're gonna save this because Lord knows we need a
no.
topic.
I mean,
think about this.
I mean, in the marriage episode we finna have that. Did you dream of this? But I think maybe the failure is folks feeling like they didn't continue to see each other, communicate,
maybe
free each other up.
Maybe I see you so well
that I'm going to set you free. That's different. I'm talking about when people feel the failure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've had to adjust my thinking of it. I know as an adult now, looking back, I'm so proud of my mom for getting a divorce. I'm so proud of her.
Hallelujah.
Yo. That was the best decision she could have made for herself. And it taught me so much about myself. So it really, I think, helps me, one, not enter into things lightly, but two, understand that and I know she still has this thing in her where she feels like, oh, she let her kids down, but she knows it was the best thing. And I respect it. I respect the hell out of it. Yeah. So I don't know.
Expectations of marriage are unreasonable.
More inspiration.
The same expectations of motherhood are unreasonable. They don't work with the way our society is set up. It doesn't work.
Some of them do work.
And then we blame
Shanti.
people. Huh?
Some marriages do, quote unquote, work.
Some do. I'm not saying it's all. I'm just saying that the expectation that you with this person from a young age, you go through life with them and you grow with them. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful possibility. It's a beautiful opportunity. But I don't know that if you've divorced that you haven't gone through a beautiful cycle with somebody. Mm-hmm. And you're on to the next thing.
My hope, though, is just that these people can honor the love and the cycle that they had with one another.
It sounds like Giselle and Tom are the only ones having some issues. It sounds like the Brown folks. Tia took that picture with Chris. They looking up at each other. They done had a photo shoot for it.
Who is Chris?
Her husband.
His name is Corey. Now, wait a minute. And what photo shoot are you talking about? Is it an old photo? Because you don't be knowing nothing about this.
They said, listen, we got to take this divorce photo shoot. Okay.
That's ridiculous.
No. It's hard. And it can be hard. I just talked to a friend who just got a divorce. Mm-hmm. And I knew I knew she got a divorce. I kind of knew a little bit of the backstory of the relationship. And we were going to meet up for coffee. And the energy that I was coming in to greet her was like, let me help, carry this. I know this is that child was beaming, face skin was clear, lost a couple pounds, felt so good, felt so freed up. And I was like, congratulations. And she was like, thank you. This is one of the hardest moments of my life, but also like, that was not right.
Oh, full circle moment. This is one of the hardest moments in my life. You could have your heart attack, but baby, when you are rehabilitated from that, when that shit start beating again, you'll be like, oh, I'm a brand new me, child.
I went through a portal. I'm not the same. Ooh. I know. So I learned some things.
Shanti, you know what I think we need right now? Guess Guess what you think I think that
my God.
Guess what you think I'm saying it wrong. Guess what I think we need? Come on. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. Come on.
Give it to me now.
We need an around the way affirmation, child.
Listen, y'all. Let's put our heads down in prayer. Let's put our heads down in a moment of reflection. Listen, we are all dealing with and falling in and floating in the great unknown of uncertainty. Get out of the box, y'all. This shit doesn't work. It doesn't always work, and that's okay. Bust through the box, see what's on the other side, ride the wave with pride, because nobody knows what they're doing, and we've been lied to repeatedly. And it's okay to let shit go. It's okay to try something different. It's okay to get a divorce. It's okay to not want to have kids. It's okay to possibly consider giving up your job or singing your heart out to people that it may not ever be recorded. It's okay to do your weird shit. We gotta get weird. We gotta step out the box. We gotta realize that this shit just isn't working. So peace be upon all of you people frustrated, having panic attacks. There's information there. Shout out to Tia and Tamara for showing us the way. Who knew that Tia and Tamara?
What the fuck does Tamara have to do with this?
She's Tamara, like, yo, you fucked up my bag. I'm coming out with a memoir and you're fucking up my bag on the low.
What you talking about?
Girl, you were actually not up on the news of Tia.
What happened with Tamara?
Tamara's trying to put out her memoir, and Tia's like, I'm getting a divorce. And she was like, we need to be having better PR. I mean, it's just an obvious, like, conflict of celebration.
All right, end of affirmation. You have to stop creating conflicts between these fake beefs that you come up with. Nuts.
You even cut me off from Mace. I saw what you did. You didn't want to talk about Puffy and Mace.
Yes, I don't want to keep. You know who you need to talk about? Your girl Carisha. Then won a BET Hip Hop Award for Best, I think, podcast, and everybody was up in arms. And she tweeted, she said, "Not y'all being mad that I won an award." Aw. That girl, you caping for her. I think it was your energy that made her win, child. I said, what? That's just crazy. All right, Shanti has nothing to say. We're done. Why would you just take a breath like that and say nothing?
Because I was taking in what you said. You said a lot. And I was thinking about it like, is my energy wrong for Carisha? She's bamboozled by the diva that is Diddy. And I get it. Diddy is delusional.
All right. Well, I think that's all for this episode of Around the Way Curls. I hope you feel inspired to fail.
Yeah, yes. I hope you feel inspired to just keep swimming in this uncertainty. That's all we got. And if you call it anything else, you might not.
What's the name of the episode?
Know what's going on for real.
What's the name? Swimming in Uncertainty? Inspired to Fail? What is it? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Didn't we already do one, Failing Forward? But it was far more like
Failing Forward, which
delusional.
No, Failing Forward was great. Failing Forward, we were talking about basically how to fail, but to learn as you go. That was like a real episode, not a Kiki one. Oh God, we're doing the back of the house stuff on the episode. All right, and with that, we are out. What the name of this joint, child?
I feel like
because we gotta tell him.
Sick. Something's going on.
I gotta move my car.
Oh my God, that's dangerous.
11 o'clock.
Do you have
I got a pocket knife.
No, you need a mace spray.
Look, this how my ponytail goes.
You gonna come to that party like that, girl? and make us punch you in the face. We're going to jump you at your birthday party.
Wait, but how high should it be? I'm not doing this. I'm telling you
Let's
right
see.
now.
Take them headphones off. Oh, it's going to be so cute, girl.
I'm not going to do this. I'm telling you right now, I don't like that. Shanti.
I can't see with the headphones. Yes, girl.
Yes, girl. I'm not doing this. That's not who I am.
All right, put them curls in your hair.
You don't like it?
You look like George Washington.
Stop, because I have to be.
Wait, I didn't put it.
First of all, this. Stop. You don't like it? First of all, this is how your hair looks every fucking week. Fuck you.
No.
I look like you.
No, it doesn't.
You lost your mind. You don't see yourself? Are you kidding?
That is cute.
That's
if it's
not
longer and fuller in the back, is cute.
That's not really cute.
Even if it's curled like that.
Ew, no.
Oh, look at that. A long
That's
ponytail?
cute.
Yes.
But then
A Beyonce? You do a Beyonce. Yes.
Girl, I'm not doing that. I don't even know how to get their hair. So, let me. Bye. What?